Welcome, guys. So, I want to say thank you for subscribing. I've noticed a lot of people have been subscribing to my channel, and you're probably wondering, hey, this guy doesn't upload much stuff. So having that in mind, I decided now's a great time to upload something. I already have the camera set up to record a video submission for like a web series that I submitted to, and yeah, they responded back, which is pretty cool. So you give you guys a little bit of a background. Um, Back in the end of like 2017, I started doing background acting. I live here in San Fernando Valley, which is like 15 minutes north of Hollywood. And when I was in the military, I've always told my friends that, hey, I'm from California, Los Angeles. This is where I'm from. And everyone has like a little bit of a, like something that they share about from their hometown. Whether it be like a cattle rancher or some guy owned horses or some guy had like tractors or fields and, land. I said, well, I live near Hollywood, and 15 minutes away, it's where the epicenter of the movie industry is. And it's very common to see like film sets like just put up throughout the city. So I always said that it was just like a thing. I never thought that I'd actually be participating in it. So I found one day on the Craigslist looking for jobs. I just kept typing veterans, film, veterans, camera work, veteran, you know, anything with a movie job. And one thing kept coming up was free training for veterans at a studio. Now the studio unfortunately doesn't exist anymore. They went under. But they were providing free training. It was camera grip and lighting, art and scene crafting, makeup, hair and makeup, video editing. What I don't know what else. And then one of them that really stood out to me was stunts. I got an introduction to the place, the facility. I toured it, and the stunt coordinator was like, "Yeah, we start here every day at 7 a.m., 5 days a week, and we start every day with a 3 mile run." And I said, "Okay, yeah, it's a 3 mile run. Okay." She was trying to get me to like be scared of it, and I was scared. As fact, I was drawn in. So I was like, "Okay, 3 mile run. I'm all for it." And we did that for 12 weeks. Throughout the course of the 12 weeks, we got introduced to how to work in a film industry, movie set courtesy, how to connect yourself. One thing that kept getting told to me over and over was, hey, you're a veteran. The industry loves you because you guys know how to work really hard and you don't complain. You guys are thankful for, being a civilian, and you always show up early, and as long as there's food and water, you guys are good. There's a lot of prima donnas on set, and you guys are not it. So they welcome you with open arms. At the end of 2018, I got booked on a 5 day shoot on a CBS thing, and through that, I was able to get my union vouchers. I got 3 union vouchers, and that made me eligible. And as soon as I had some extra cash laying around, I paid all my union fees, my initiation fees. It wasn't cheap, but because I had the money saved with the intention of paying into this anyways, I decided now's the time. If I don't do it now, I'm gonna waste the money, and I'm not gonna have any money, and then I'm gonna wonder like why didn't I do it anyways. So I became in the union. I joined SAG. I've been in SAG for like 7 or 8 months or something like that. I think like February of this year. This year being 2019. I've been doing jobs here and there. Then I started to go to school. I'm using the GI Bill to go to school. And I started going to school full time, and it got really heavy. 5 days a week in school. And I still get job offers every now and then. I have to deny it, and it sucks so bad to not deny these jobs. And there was a couple of principal roles that came in, and I had to deny them. It was really unfortunate and like such a bummer. Every now and then I'll see a job that pop up, and I just can't submit because it conflicts with my school schedule. Needless to say, I'm doing better in school now, so that way I could schedule my classes to kind of overlap on certain days of the week, so I don't have to take 5 days a week. I could just take 2 days of the week or 3 days of the week. Definitely not Fridays. So Monday being Veterans Day, I got asked by one of my former professors, who's a teacher at a middle school, if I would like to speak to students, and I said, yeah, absolutely, I'll speak to students. And he's like, okay, Monday's okay. Be there at 8:30. Have something ready. PowerPoint. You have pictures. So I'm like, okay. I have the weekend to get ready for that. I also have like some time to do my homework. Hopefully, I get through that homework also. So this is what I wanted to say. Like I keep a really good eye on my YouTube. Notifications come up all the time. Some of the comments I see, I read, and I like to respond sometimes, and I do. You guys have been really respectful, which I appreciate. I'm just trying to find an idea of what I can focus on. I know like the how-to video for the security ink tag is like a major hit, but you can only do that so many times. Every time after that, it's just going to be like redundant. It's been done. A lightning bolt doesn't strike the same place twice. I did another how-to, like how to work on my pickup truck. The heater core messed up, and I got like 50,000 views. It's cool. It was just a thing where it's like I wanted to do it fast. None of the tutorials online showed that it would be done fast, so I had no confidence, and I figured I'm going to make a better video, hopefully give people some confidence to work on their own vehicle. Speaking of vehicles, the pickup truck died. It overheated, the head gaskets blew, the motor's being taken apart. The thermostat housing rusted through. Again, second time that I've had the truck, it rusted through. So in taking the radiator out, I got it cleaned. The black Miata, the 93, I guess, cut to Miata, that took a crap also. I used to beat the hell out of that engine. That car sat for 10 years, and I got it running, and I drove it for a month or two. I actually drove it to school. Okay, hold on, I gotta change the battery. 1993 Miata. I straight up traded 1-for-1, like no money involved. I had a BMW 318 Ti, little hatchback. That car was fun. It looked nice, but it was a fucking pile of shit. The suspension was blown. Third and fourth gear grinded. I put it on top of the sidewalk, so it had like some dents on the side panel of the door. So the video I put up on YouTube was the drive shaft for the BMW. The U-joints were non-serviceable, and when you drove it, it like had a sick vibration sound, like diesel. It was just terrible. So I took a video of like how much play the U-joints had, and that's up to like 8,000 views, which is pretty cool because like I guess people are curious to see when something fails, like a mechanic doesn't show it to them, and they just kind of tell them, hey, this is what happened. And then somehow between the time I had the Miata, I got it running, and I drove it for like maybe a month or two, and I drove it really hard because I wanted to make sure that the engine would handle, day-to-day driving. So I punished it before I could take it any long distance and be stranded. And just by chance, it ended up like being stranded like at my house. I turned it on, big cloud of blue smoke, and misfire, and I'd figure, okay, it's done. Like there's nothing I can do about it. But I'm glad that it happened at home and not like City of Industry or anything like that. So I got another Miata, a 1999 Mazda Miata, low mile engine, low mile transmission, good, decent, okay suspension, decent, knockoff rims and okay tires. And I drive it to school every day, and it is uncomfortable. Like it's a wooden steering wheel, wooden shift knob. My feet hurt every time I drive it. It's a lot of fatigue, but I'm getting like 25 miles to the gallon street, 29 highway, and I'm starting to drive it really calmly, but it's not like a Prius or anything like that. So yeah, Veterans Day is coming up on Monday. I got asked to speak at the school. I'm gonna kind of freeball it and see what I can speak. I've been pretty good about not saying bad words, so it's kind of pretty cool. And then one thing I did recently is like I've been writing a lot of stand-up comedy material through the union that I joined, SAG-AFTRA. They offer free workshops, and I was like, well, I got some time in the evenings and the afternoons to take these workshops, so I started taking. One of the workshops I took, the first one was stand-up writing. Oh yeah, critical writing for stand-up comedy. So I got like a good foundation on how to write material, and it's really simple. And now that you think about it, I mean, I'm in the inside of the circle, and I get to see what it takes to write something that's good. And it all starts with like an experience that I've lived. Any experience that I've ever had always has some humor to it. Whether it be like, getting arrested or having a bad date or getting fired from work. Like it's always something that you could say with, a twist on it, something relatable. They say, okay, grab the person's attention by saying something that's opposite. For example, hey, you know what's great about getting fired from work? It's like, okay, that's kind of weird. Well, let me tell you. You get fired from work, and you just go back home and sleep. Because, I had trouble waking up in the morning anyways, so I'd figured, fuck it, I'll just go back home, get back into my pajamas. Or you could say, like, I got fired. I had my pajamas still on, because I kind of just knew it was time to give up, and I just had good luck because I was wearing my pajamas, and I was able to go back home. And then you could roll that into a personal experience. It's like, hey, you know, like I got hired at this place, a veterinary clinic, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to be a veterinary technician. I'm going to be working in the back with the animals. I'm going to be wrangling cats and all that stuff. And that doctor's like, hey, okay, just I need you to stay in the front and kind of hang out, get a feel for things. He was not specific. I think he didn't want to hire me, but he didn't want to say no. So there was another person there working in the front desk, and I'm like, okay, that person runs the show. I'm just going to shadow the person. Whenever the phone rang, the lady wasn't in a hurry to like answer it. She didn't like trip over chairs and leap across the desk to grab the phone. So then I thought, okay, there's no haste in it, so big deal. Unbeknownst to me, the motherfucker was like looking at the camera every time. It might have even been him that was calling the desk phone on purpose to see my reaction. But whatever. That dude was like, hey, I think you're not a go-getter. You don't got what it takes. And then I left. Wasn't bad about it. Like, veterinary technician jobs, like, with my background, like, I was easily able to get hired anywhere else. Ended up getting hired at another company, and the lady that interviewed me, I won't say her name, she looked like she just got off like a 3-day straight bender. She had fucking bags under her eyes. Her face was like sucked in. Looked like a fucking skeleton. And she kept doing this. I guess during the interview, she's like, let me ask you a question. Do you think that we can count on, just like emphasis on her fucking eyelids? That's a red flag right away. Throughout the time working there, she kept trying to accuse the doctor of like shooting drugs. The doctor is a doctor. She has her shit squared away. She's a fucking doctor. And obviously I kind of had a look at her forearms and she didn't have any fucking rail marks. However, the office manager always wore a long sleeve. I did an inventory on some of the drugs and I was like, hey, these things have been moved around. Like, I'm the only one that has access to these things. Anyway, so needless to say, they're not open anymore. I quit. I just didn't show up one day. I had one phone call, like to see, I guess, to check up if I was going to come in or not. And that was it. They didn't try to follow up on me. I still got my check in the mail. And I think there may have or may not have been like a class action lawsuit with like the hours of overtime. It's like a thing. A lot of fucking employers like to hold on their fucking employees. So yeah, that kind of went tangent. So yeah, I've been working on stand-up comedy. That's a real life experience. I could find some humor in it. I had to dig a little deeper and stuff, but I've been doing like a lot of writing prompts to kind of like rack my brain of these memories. Back to you guys for subscribing to my channel. I have the equipment. I'm starting to find some time, and I've been finding like zero excuse to like not go through with it. So I figured like, hey, I'm gonna try to upload like videos and just try to just put them up there and see if they gain some traction or not. I'm a full-time student, going to school with the GI Bill. I was in the Navy. I served 5 years. I was attached to a nuclear submarine, a fast attack out of Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. There's a lot of people ask me questions about joining the military. I'm happy to give you guys unbiased like advice. I'm not a recruiter. I'm not trying to put people in the Navy. Like, I will tell you my experience, and if it sounds good to you, cool. It happened to one of my friends. He asked me about my experience, and now he's in submarine school in New London, Connecticut. Getting into like film industry sets, like I tell people the same thing, and it's like nobody wants to do it, which is cool because it sucks at first. Like, you got long hours, not too good pay. Then you join the union, you got to pay like a couple $1,000 for the initiation fees, and then it takes a little bit of time to kind of gain some traction. But having access to all the resources for success, like, the union gets paid more money if we get paid more money. So it's in their best interest for us to like get work and for the union to provide us with free training. So I've done the stand-up comedy writing workshop, did the improv for actors workshop, I did the acting for veterans workshop, I did sound booth orientation, like orientation for voiceovers. I have one sound booth hour. I'm going to log in another sound booth hour next week. And these are all going to be like demos for like commercial commercial demos. Like I'm going to start gaining some traction and see, hey, I have the equipment to record sound bites at home. I have access to a studio that my friends record at. I could do something. I live in the area. I have to take advantage of my environment. Yeah, it's just, I'm happy to answer anyone's question. If you guys want to see another video on like how to cook a certain meal, has to be vegan, more than happy to look into it. I know how to cook pretzels. I've been on a pretzel and pasta binge for like the last month and a half. Super easy to do. I'll make like a lasagna in parallel with pretzels. And even if I get lazy to like string them out and twist them, then, I make a pretzel bun and that works really well too. And yeah, thank you guys again. I want to say I really appreciate you guys subscribing. I get a notification every time someone subscribes, and it gives me the person's, the channel name or the person's name, and like it really warms my heart when I'm having a bad day and like it sucks. I get a bad score on a test. Like going on the YouTube channel and seeing like the people that are actually engaged still, like that shows me that humanity still exists and people do care. And sometimes it sucks and I feel like I'm alone, and then I look into YouTube and it's like another little circle where I could be a part of. So very thankful for that. I really am. I don't know how else to kind of show my gratitude. But I'll be present. I finally got more batteries for the camera that I've been wanting to use. This one I could use the zoom lens. So like the other camera is a fixed prime angle with a wide full frame, and I can't use my zoom lens on it. So there you go. And I'm probably gonna get like a better microphone setup because like my arm's getting tired. This feels good for like stand-up comedy, so maybe I could get like used to, maybe I could bring my own microphone with like a fuzzy on it because everyone shares the microphones over there and it's just like full of spit and people like put their mouth on it. But a little suitcase, like when you go to a pool hall and play billiards, people have a little like pool cue on a suitcase. I'll have my own microphone in a suitcase. Like, hey, sound guy, plug it in. Awesome. Thank you guys. By the way, if you guys ever watch The Conners Season 2, Episode 3, when the girl is in Casa Bonita and she flips out about working there and she throws the chips in the air, I'm in the background. I'm the guy in the bar. I walk in and I sit down and I'm reacting like to the... It's pretty funny. They put me there because they wanted me. I guess they wanted to see me. Anyways, thank you guys so much. And if you guys just watched this for the first time, let me know in the comments, good or bad. I'll read every single one of them. You guys could like be very vulgar and mean, and it won't bother me. I appreciate even the mean comments and the insults. Like I read them fully. I'll click thumbs up on it, let you guys know that I read it. I even respond to. All right, I gotta go. And then thanks.